thanks for tuning in this week. Super excited to have this show with you today. Selku Sports. All right, we're going to jump right in. We got a new sport for you, at least new to me. It's been around for a while. It's called Tamborello. It's an Italian sport. They just had their World Championship this past week in Italy. Italy played France in both men's and women's, quite surprisingly. And in addition to the same teams playing, they had the same exact score. Don't know quite how that happened, but it did. Both Italian teams won 13-6. The women, however, dominated their sets. It was 10-4 at one point. They just rolled their way to victory. The men's, however, was a little bit more back and forth. France was 16-5 at one point. France took a timeout. After that, Italy just took total control and rolled their way to victory. Congratulations to both Italian teams there. Russian Wrestball, they just had their championship. It was Cobra versus Skolkova. Now, you may have noticed in another episode, we also covered them. This game was back and forth, but unfortunately, Cobra kept committing a lot of fouls and sending Skolkova to the line. It cost them dearly. Even though at some point in the third period, it was 18-17, those penalties just kept coming back to hurt them. They started trying desperation three-point shots, but they just could not connect. Skolkova won 24-17. Congratulations there. Curling. I know curling's been a big topic of conversation with the Olympics lately. U.S. National Championship was just this past week in North Carolina. Elizabeth Cousins faced off against Delaney Strauss for the national championship for the women's. Strauss won 9-6. Congratulations there. Knocking out the last rock to help seal that victory. John Schauster and Andrew Stoberia for the men's division faced off against each other. This one was pretty close. It was 7-6. Schauster ended up winning, hitting the last rock out and taking home the victory there. Pro Skijoring. This was the final week. I'm so sad the season's over for this. I can't wait until next year. So team championships for this past week. Fast and Loose took home first place, 15.97 seconds. Powdered Cowboys took home second place, 14.06. And Stranger Danger took home third place, 14.22 seconds. Congratulations. I really look forward to next year and hopefully going to one of these events in person. The EGCA Championships League in Barcelona. This is goalball. Goalball is for visually impaired people, typically, and then if you're not visually impaired playing it, you actually have to wear like a mask covering. The final two teams were Our House and Birkbet. Our House came out strong in the finals, taking commanding 4-0 lead. Temecula, they tried to come back. It was 7-5, but they just fell short. Our House won 9-6. Congratulations there. Ultimate Frisbee, Smoky Mountain Invite. This was the college championship invite. Colorado faced off against Carleton. Colorado took the early lead and never seemed to let it go. Carleton came within 1 point twice, but Colorado kept pulling ahead and eventually won 15-12. Ice climbing. Man, ice climbing is intense. Like watching this sport, seeing how big these stages are that these climbers are climbing on and like the details that go into this event, fascinating. The speed was like a knockout race type thing. Linus Beck captured gold for this event. Overall, he captured silver. And then for the lead event, that's the event where people are actually climbing up like these shapes. The lead event, Marianne won gold again and won gold overall. And then Luana Levante, he was trying to win. He ended up falling and wasn't able to capture gold in the actual event itself, but he did capture gold for the series. Jelly's Marbles Run. This one's really fun. If you've never actually watched this, you're definitely missing out. There is colored marbles broken out into teams. They race across the course. This was actually the championship for the grand finale. it came down to the final race. It was actually decided by 1 point. The Indigo Stars ended up taking home the cup. Be sure to check out the full race. It's filled with tons of commentary. Jelly's Marble Roll runs on YouTube. Go check it out there. Dodgeball over in France. UDO 5. Unicorn Dodgeball Open 5 over in Paris, France. Super exciting. The Open Finals had featured Anarchy Dodgeball versus the Barbarians Dodgeball. The game was 9-3 at half. The Barbarians started to mount a comeback and bringing the match score to 14-12. In the last set, Mike McGee got called out for what appeared to be a violation because he didn't let the player get up. So that took out a key player for Anarchy. Anarchy needed to get one player out towards the end of that match to win. Hill from the right corner threw what looked to be a catch, but the Barbarians dropped it. The officials were right there. They said no catch. Then it was even 3-on-3. Anarchy kept all their players alive, evening out the game. Anarchy ended up winning 15-13. Congratulations, Anarchy. In the women's division, let me tell you, this one was amazing. This game, if you can go watch this, go look up UDO 5 Dodgeball. This women's match was fantastic. Spectrum faced off against Old But Gold. The match started out going back and forth. At the half, the game was about 8-6. Domain Expansion started rolling, winning 2 sets in a row, bringing the match to 12-6. But Old But Gold did not give up. They called a quick timeout, won 3 matches in a row, tying the game. Domain Expansion won the next match, bringing it to 14-12 for the last set. Old But Gold caught a pop-up catch and followed by a hit to give them people advantage. This allowed them to win, face sudden death overtime. During overtime, there was a catch followed by a quick out. Domain was fighting to stay alive, but Old But Gold's momentum was too much. Old But Gold sealed the victory with a catch, and the women just put an absolute show on. Congratulations there. The mixed division finals. Wolfpack DC faced Lasorny DC. Lasorny set the tone very early. It was 6-0. Wolfpack was trying not to be counted out, battling it up. Brought the sets to 6-6. At half, it was 10-6. They continued to dominate, though. Left the game 16-10. Lasorny held the game on 18-14 to take home the championship. Congratulations there. U.S. Quad Ball. Brand East University faced off against the University of Virginia for the Howard County qualifier. This game was close for maybe 10-15 minutes, but then Virginia just dominated. They ran away with it with a final score of 160-70. Wow, what a win. Congratulations, University of Virginia. Table tennis, National Collegiate Table Tennis Association South Regional Championship. This was held in Texas. Texas Wesleyan defeated UT Austin 4-0 to retain the NCTTA South Region team title. Congratulations. World Table Tennis, Singapore Smash. In the women's singles, Sun Yingshai defeated Wang Meiyu 4-2. And then on the men's side, Wang Chiqin won 4-0 against Lin Yong-yu. Congratulations to both of them. Now here's an interesting one. The Red Bull Rancher in San Antonio, Texas. Thomas Van Tonder won the Red Bull Rancher obstacle course. I mean, look at this course. It's so crazy that this is a game. You know, I have to give it to Red Bull. Red Bull's done a fantastic job creating all of these sports. I absolutely love watching them. Definitely check out Red Bull. They have a ton of really fun things. Toboggans, a lot of weird and interesting racing. A lot of fun to watch. Great job, Red Bull. Here's a fun one out of Calgary. I didn't think this was a thing, but apparently it is. The Spar Marathon fastest shingler competition. Apparently there's a tour in Canada, and Raka Roofing took home multiple wins. I mean, that's amazing that this is a sport, but I mean, tinting is a sport. Everything's a sport these days. I love it. I love to see it. That's what we're here for. Speaking of unique sports, hobby horse. While this one is really hard to find online, especially since a lot of the videos are of younger kids, I actually did find one from Linda Gregorvia. She actually took first place in the freestyle competition. The Tuk Tuk Challenge was really fun. It was really fun to watch. I didn't know they raced these things. Over in Thailand, they had a race. Jack Miller took home first place. It was fun to watch. They actually almost tipped over the Tuk Tuk at one point. And then, even though it was like last place, these guys were racing. One of them took a shortcut through the grass to try and get get one position up from 10th place to 11th place. Super fun. The drivers all seem to have a lot of fun. Great fun to watch. Definitely check that out. National Collegiate Pickleball Association had the national championship in St. Louis, Missouri. Multiple colleges and universities all went out. FAU won, faced off against UCSD won in a battle for the national championship. I will say, FAU is one of the top teams in the country. They took home the championship 4-1. Congratulations, FAU. And thank you for tuning in this week, and we hope to see you again next week.